What's happening? Good morning, good people. And as you could probably already tell, you're probably looking at my picture right now like I know he hot. And you are right. But I woke up this morning and the temperature in the house was like 71. And my ceiling fan was on right all night long. So I was cold. Now I am getting warm. So I don't know how long I'll be in this outfit. Let me check my excuse me. Anyways, I'm back. Got my coffee. I woke up late, y'all. It's 7:51 right now. I have a banana and I have some water. And oh boy, did I have some good fruit yesterday. That the rest of that Walmart fruit. But all I have is a banana this morning. Y'all eat your fruit, eat your vegetables, grow your fruit, grow your vegetables, cook your vegetables and fruit. Sometimes you can cook apples. You can cook. They say tomatoes are fruit, so you can cook tomatoes. But yeah, it's time to really take control of your diet and know from absolute, truth what you're eating. And if you don't, it's going. You may run into some snags going forward. And reduce the meat in your diet. I know I'm sounding kind of preachy, but I'm telling you from experience. Y'all listen. I got pneumonia maybe a month or two ago. Yeah, maybe about 2 months ago. And I lost 17 pounds like that. I went to the doctor. They put me on the scale. The scale said, you're 203. I've been 220 for at least 10, 15 years straight. Can't go below 220. I can go higher, but I can't go below. I couldn't go below 220. Now I'm sitting at around 200. And just hovering there. And all I stopped eating a lot because I had pneumonia. I was sick. But I stopped eating sugar altogether. And I stopped eating red meat. And I stopped eating pork. Now, listen, I had a pizza yesterday. And it was a slice of pizza. Just a slice. And this is going to sound disgusting. But I had a slice of pizza with pepperoni. And just pepperoni on it. And I said I hadn't had pork in a long time, so let me see what's. When I tell you, my body said nope, we don't want this, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to be disgusting. I don't want to be disgusting. And so last night I had some fried chicken. I stopped eating a lot of fried food too. I said, well, I had pizza earlier. Let me try the fried chicken. I ate the fried chicken. My body was like, nah, dog, no, this is not what we on right now. We want some bananas. We want some plums. We want some grapes. We want some oranges. Tangerines, apples, pineapples, cantaloupe, watermelon, kiwi, apricot, peaches. That's what we want. Kale, collard greens, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, carrots, celery, asparagus. That's what we want. That's what my body was telling me last night. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to you. Anyways, y'all. I can't do it. I mean, I'll be back. I gotta eat my banana. I gotta take this off, y'all. Hold tight. Okay. Banana is gone. Banana is gone. Robe is gone. All right. My incense is lit. And we're about to get lit. Let me get me a sip before we get lit. Pour up a little water. Before we start making some magic. And this is really magic, y'all. People don't know that about writing. Writing is real magic. All right, let's pick it up right here. Comforting his son as best he knew how, Henry replied, "Boy, hush. If you got any bigger, you'd be as big as me. You're gonna be big like your mama. Your sister takes after me." So that's I'm gonna just, because we're about to make a transition here to another part of the story. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this and close this out. And And this is going to be the end of that chapter. Yeah, that's going to be the end of that chapter, y'all. So now I don't have to put these stars here. Oh, excuse me. Now, you guys, I'm going to do this if I remember how to do it, because I hadn't made a book in so long. When I go to make this into an actual book format, there's certain formulas that I have to perform in order for the formatting process to go right. I'll show you. I'll give you an example. Okay, so right now I'm going to go to layout, I believe. Breaks. Yeah, so I'm about to make a break here. So I'm going to go to breaks. These are the breaks. And I'm going to mark the point at which one page ends and the other one, next one begins. Columns, next. I think I always choose insert a section break and start the new section on the next page. Yeah, I think I used this one, but this is probably the one I need to be using right here, because I'm starting a new chapter. But I'm going to go with what I know. So as you can see, when I selected that cut this off. Now I'm on a different page, and I'm going to call this chapter 2. All right. So now let's go back. And the reason I do that is because when you go to put this into a book format, it doesn't know where the break is, so it kind of jumbles everything up. It's kind of hard to explain. But now let me move my cursor to the middle, and we're going. I got the caps on. We're going into chapter uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay. Ox noins and Fumps. What is it? Fumps? Sex, seven, ox. Let me see. Ein, zwei, drei. My German is very rusty. Alright, so while Jacob and his father were out fishing and being careful of Mother Gators, Edna Wallace and her daughter Sonia were at home beginning the regimen of cleaning and cooking for Shug's party. Okay, I didn't say anything about Shug's party in chapter 1. Didn't say anything about it. We're not too far along, so maybe I don't have to say anything. We're only in chapter 2. Sonia, Edna called from the kitchen. Sonia Marie Wallace. Girl, where did you go? She said to herself while searching through the cabinets for different spices. Rightfully so, she'd been worrying about her daughter in particular for the past 2 weeks. It had been that long since a co-worker's daughter had run off with a man nearly twice her age. Growing up in one of the most conservative Baptist homes in Green Pond, a small, close-knit community, it was deeply instilled in the woman that a young lady should always conduct herself as just that, a young lady. And until the day of marriage, and even afterwards, the chores of being a good wife and caring mother should always outweigh any urges to live a worldly life. But long before hearing the news of the co-worker's daughter through a friend down at Piggly Wiggly, it had been her everyday duty to pry into any affairs of her teenage daughter. As of late, the heat. Now, y'all got to remember, I hadn't been down this far in over 2 years, almost 3 years. So I got to keep reminding people if you are new here, I'm not a great reader. I'm not even of my own material. I can't even read my own books like straight through without, but in this case, I hadn't seen this stuff in so long. It's almost brand new to me, even though the story is 25 years old, y'all. You gotta remember, I got 4 other books, and I got 4 finished books, and I got about 3, 4, maybe 5 other books that I'm looking at a book right now on my coffee table, in a tablet. So I got these writings everywhere, and when I get to this, I'm editing. I read the part about Suge. And I thought to myself, we didn't say anything about Suge having a birthday party in the first chapter. So, and you guys are seeing in real time, me breaking this up into 2 chapters and making these edits. So, just keep that in mind. I'm not as dumb as you think I am. Okay. Growing up in one of the most conservative Baptist homes in Green Pond, a small, close-knit community, it was deeply instilled in the woman that a young lady should always conduct herself as just that, a young lady. And until that day of marriage, and even afterwards, the chores of being a good wife and caring mother should always outweigh the urges to live a worldly life. But long before hearing the news of the co-worker's daughter through a friend down at the Piggly Wiggly, it had been her everyday duty to pry into any affairs of her teenage daughter, of Sonia. I already said teenage daughters. I said teenage daughters. Yeah, so let's say Sonia. Right so far, every character is really coming to life in my mind. Like Suge, I said that Suge is trying to steal the story, but Henry is also very interesting. And of course, the story is going to stay on Jacob, but even Lupe, every character I spoke of so far, every character I allowed to speak so far, every character that I've narrated about is an interesting character to me. As of late, the heat had been turned up a bit, and poor Sonia and the poor girl was hating life, and the poor girl. I don't like deleting my old, man. I still, to this day, this is something that's been, this story is very old, man. It's almost like a downtown Charleston home that I'm renovating. I don't like getting rid of anything that's been there forever. Like, I really don't. It really, really bothers me. But, almost to the point of this. This is what I mean. I just wrote this part. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna go back to right there where it says, as of late, the heat had been turned up a bit. Okay, let me go back a little bit more. And poor Sonia was hating life. So that's the original words that was in that sentence, right? In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to get rid of this, so let me see what I can preserve. Just like renovating a 300-year-old home on Meeting Street or King Street. So what I wanted to do, so now I'm going to do it. As of late, the heat had been turned up a bit, and I'm going to leave poor has been there forever. The poor child was hating life. So now in my mind, I'm like, I saved poor. I saved this scaffolding right here. I saved this part of the roof. You know what I mean? That's still part of the original story. I don't know why I do it, but it's gonna stay. And for those of y'all that don't know, this story is 25 years old. Started in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, the actual city now. I'm not talking about the outskirts. I was in the heart of Phoenix. crime, heat, and all that stuff. I started the story in Phoenix in 1999, during a transition of my life that pretty much, was the biggest transition of my life so far. We always go through transitions, but that was the biggest so far. Well, I won't say that. No, I won't say that. But it was after I got out of the military, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I was in Phoenix. I won't go through all the details, but this story is the official second book I ever attempted to write. This is the second. This is not the first. I'm in the bathroom, the girl yelled back. Dang, every time I start doing something. She followed, speaking soft. She followed, speaking soft enough so that her mother wouldn't hear. At the time, and like so many other times, she was in the mirror, leaning in close, searching with the precision of a heart surgeon for more blackheads and pimples to dig at and scrub away. Cleaning water vapors from the wet glass in the hand that wasn't used to wipe the mirror, she held a steaming face cloth that reeked of alcohol and Noxzema. See, now this tells you exactly how old the story is. When was the last time you seen a Noxzema commercial? Do they even still sell Noxzema? I got this. If I want to bring this story up to date, I gotta go and research whether they still sell Noxzema or not. Let me pause this real quick. See if they still sell. This is what we did in the 90s and the late 80s, as far as pimples go. Now, I don't know what they do. I don't think it's Noxzema, though. Y'all hold tight. All right, so Noxzema, you can get Noxzema for $5.65. CVS got it for $6.79. Amazon, you can get a whole bunch of Noxzema for $20. I don't think people are using Noxzema like that anymore, so I may have to. But Noxzema was that was the thing. If you wanted to get rid of pimples, you want to get your exfoliate and all that stuff, that was the thing. So I may have to change that. If anybody gets this far down the story and you know what your teenage daughter is using for pimples, let me know. All right, so we're back. A concoction made to rip pimples, at least in her mind. Knowing that her mother wouldn't stop at just one outburst, she turned off the hot water and draped the rag over the faucet before moving to the hall. What do you want, Ma? She snapped. Wow, that sounded kind of manly. What do you want, Ma? I can't. We'll figure the voices out. She snapped while getting nearer to the kitchen. Oh, I just wanted to know where you were, that's all. I thought you done ran away from home or something. That doesn't sound right. Is she worrying that much? Come on, Edna. Being so quiet, said Edna as her daughter peered into the small kitchen, red cheeks over a tight frown. Momentarily, she stared at the back of her mother's heavy frame. Peeved, she slowly rolled her eyes while simultaneously turning to move in the opposite direction. At age 14, and with raging hormones fueling a never-ending supply of emotional instabilities, she'd fully entered into the life of adolescence. Her second year of teenhood with a certain kind of meanness. No one was exempt from the girl's sudden wrath of anger, but her pestering brother Jacob. Maybe she calls him Jake. Yeah, let's have her call him Jake. Jake. Salute to Jake Newton, man. A mentor, high school mentor, man. That's putting it as simple as I can put it. Salute to Jake Newton. But this Jacob and Jake Newton are two different people now, because I've actually had people call me up and ask me if they were a character in my book. I've had this happen to me, y'all, and I assume that they wanted something out of the deal. So this is not. Anyways, let's keep it moving, man, because it gets kind of crazy. I've met in my lifetime, in my almost 50 years, I've met maybe 7,000 people, if not more. I've met plenty of Jakes. I've met plenty of Michaels, Tonys, Brendas, Keishas, Roberts. Plenty. Some people are still stuck in a small frame of mind, I guess you can say, a mindset. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so where was that? It was only 2 weeks before when she'd slapped the daylights out of him for simply being in her room. Or rather, it could have been that simple had he not gotten caught looking through her diary. A week before that, she kicked him in the back after he called her a pizza face zombie. Things got a little crazy. Things got a little crazy. Then she choked him. What does that mean? Things got a little crazy. Then there was the time. Then there was the time she choked him until the boy nearly went unconscious. This is my first reading over this, so y'all bear with me. The brutal assault had come after the girl had caught her little brother listening in on one of her conversations with Keyshawn Edwards, a boy she spoke too highly of, in Jacob's opinion, and too frequently about, and a person her parents knew nothing about. Knew nothing of. Needless to say, anytime Jacob was out of her hair, let's say Jake, we're gonna make it a little bit complicated, because I feel like I gotta challenge myself. So we calling him Jake. She calls him Jake. Maybe somebody else calls him Jake. Maybe the mom calls him Jakey Poo. I don't know. Anyways, needless to say, anytime Jake was out of her hair, was a wonderful time for her. The friction between the two siblings wasn't always there, however. It was once a time. There was. I could get a sip of water. There was a time when they shared an unbreakable bond. These days, they rarely showed each other any type of affection. So, right now, I'm kind of building up a scene, I think, for Sonia and Jacob, because they had this tight relationship, and now it's like kind of because she's going through her stuff with being a teenager. It kind of spread apart. So maybe I'm building up a scene to bring these two back together, Anyways, I'm gonna finish up this page. And might bring it down to here, and we'll start it back up right here. So this is going to be the red section, and I stop right here. These days, they rarely showed each other any type of affection. Both Edna and Henry were sure that their daughter's entrance into womanhood was the root cause of her new, not so loving attitude, and why she treated her brother so cruel, and why she was treating her brother so cruel. Now that Sonia was older, she paid close attention to her nails, hair, skin, all sorts of sissy things. Skin and all sorts of sissy things. See, this is another indication that this is written in the 90s. You know what I mean? I gotta say prissy things now, I guess. Prissy things, as Jacob would put it. Okay, so we're gonna stop it there. We'll pick it back up here, but this is where we'll stop. This is our stopping point. Okay, so this section right here in this new chapter, chapter 2, we'll go ahead and highlight this in green. This is where we'll pick it up tomorrow. Right now we're almost at 27 minutes. As usual, I got other things to do. I got a lot more things to do, y'all. A lot more things to do. But so we didn't mention anything about Suge's party. Maybe I'll go up here and just put in a random spot somewhere. Okay. Both Hank and Suge had gone. I'll just put it in a random spot when we go back over this again to mention Suge's party. All right. I mean, we don't necessarily have to, but all right. So by now, I hope you guys are realizing that I don't play around with this type of stuff. This is how we do it. Anyways, thank you all for stopping by. I got to start looking at the camera. Because I have this issue where I'm looking at myself. I'm right here on the screen. So when I should be looking at the camera, speaking to you, I'm looking at this because I'm thinking that, oh yeah, they can see me. But people like to see eyes, and I got big eyes. So I ain't no joke. I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that, but I ain't no joke. And I want to say, I'm getting 7 views on these videos so far, 7 consistent views. I've gotten 28, but this story here, according to the math in my head, according to, I think, overall how things work, these videos are going to start picking up the pace here as far as views and comments go here within before the year is over. Mark my words. So y'all stay tuned, and you want to be the first few people to start leaving comments. I'm telling you that right now. I'm giving people a heads up. You want to start leaving comments, suggestions. Hey, story's looking good. Oh, hey, I don't like this part of the story. Hey, I don't understand the story. Whatever. You want to leave those comments because this is something bigger than me. Anyways, it's been about 30 minutes now. This is Anthony L. Kelly. I appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you all. Please listen to what I'm saying. Take heed to what I'm saying. You want to start leaving comments, liking, subscribing. This story here is it's about an issue. Bajillion, the title, is about an issue that a lot of people, I want to say 90% of the people on this planet don't really realize. And that is the soil, the microorganisms, the bajillion of microorganisms in the soil are depleted. the same microorganisms that are in your gut. Think about this. If you had bad bacteria in your gut, you wouldn't be too healthy. Our soil, the bajillions times infinity microorganisms that are in our soil, that grow our plants, that grow our trees, our vegetables, our fruit, our grass, those microorganisms are depleted. Okay, we need to get them back in there ASAP. Rocky, shout out ASAP Rocky and Rihanna and them kids, beautiful family. Anyways, this is Anthony L. Kelly. Till next time, y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm out.